been happily married to Javina now for, I thought it was 15 years the other day, but I was corrected. It's actually 11 and a half.
This is true.
Our day-to-day life is full of little moments of faith and prayer, and that's something I think we help each other with. That I see patients, I see how they suffer, and I see the difficulty they have when they really have no explanation for their suffering. As a doctor, I think the things that I've been through help me to be more empathetic, help me to be a better professional, hopefully to be a better husband.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Gabe wrote the most beautiful eulogy. I didn't write any of it, but being able to get up there and say that with you, yeah, that was a great gift. But it was you who was really keeping things going in the beginning. And then I think perhaps later...
Which is not the norm.
But later you had, the grief really hit you a bit later, didn't it?
Yeah. It was very difficult to understand why we would have a child that was well and would pass away unexpectedly and be left with a child that we knew was going to face some difficulties with his health.
Yes.
And also the great uncertainty we've had because of the genetic condition our children can carry.
Yes.
Or develop, to know that this would be possible future suffering for any child that we had.
When I walked the Camino long before we started dating, probably one of the only times I've ever really felt a strong message from the Lord was during that time, after a particularly hard day of walking the Camino. And he said to me, you will face great suffering in your life. And so I took that on board, but I was like, okay, sure. Let me unite it. Like, you know, I was on pilgrimage, so it was all like, I will use this suffering. And then on our wedding bands, we have inscribed the path to holiness, Camino de Santidad. And I think neither of those two things did I understand very well, that message of you will have great suffering, and nor did I understand what a path to holiness really means, because I think it sounds really nice when it's inscribed on a wedding band and said at a wedding. But I think this thing we call marriage and family, I had a whole image of what it would look like, and it didn't look like this, which is not to say that I don't want this. This is a far better image than anything I could have planned or written. And it's certainly, I feel it's bringing me much closer to holiness than my plan had been.
In those months after we lost Teddy, I would go to work and I would see colleagues. For them, that day is normal. It's a normal day. They're acting like everything's normal, but they have no insight into what's happening in your heart. And so that's the case for every person you meet ever, really.
Yeah, absolutely. After Louis was born a few months later, someone said to me, oh, all these things that have happened to you, why you? And my automatic response was, if not me, then who?